Hey listeners, before we get into today's podcast, I just want to give a shout out to today's sponsor. And today's sponsor is Tiny & Sons Glass. Does your vehicle have cameras or driver's assist? If so, when your windshield is replaced, it will need to be recalibrated. What is recalibration? When your vehicle's windshield is replaced, the safety systems need to then be tested to ensure that they work with your new windshield. Some vehicles require static recalibration, and others require a dynamic recalibration. Not sure who to trust to take care of this recalibration for you? Well, just call Tiny & Sons Glass in Pembroke, Mass. They are experts in auto glass and registered company of the Auto Glass Safety Council. Plus, they make it easy. They will call your insurance company for you. Get your windshield replaced by their highly trained auto glass technicians and get your vehicle recalibrated so you can be back on the road. Tiny & Sons Glass, keeping you and your family safe. Today's second sponsor is Omio. Omio is a travel booking platform that makes planning a journey in Europe and North America effortless. Just enter your travel details and Omio will magically give you all of your train, bus, flight, and ferry options for your journey. It's never been simpler to book your first real vacation for 2021. Best of all, using Omio saves you time and money. That's a win-win in our books. Omio wants to help you leave your house this summer by offering 5% off your next booking. Just head to omio.com, that's omio.com, and use the code LISTENER5 at checkout. Valid until June 30th for all new users and all modes of transportation. It's just the pick-me-up for 2021 that you need. Omio, plan, book, and love the journey. Terms and conditions may apply.
Across the line, the Gulf Stream, I've been in Tampa Bay, around the Horn, and home again, 'cause that is the sailor's way.
Welcome back to the Old Colony Cast, a podcast about all things Plymouth and surrounding areas. I am Andy, your host, along with Hanna.
Hello.
Our editor-producer, Fish.
Hello.
And today we have a special guest. From Moonrise Cinemas, we have Andrew.
Hey, how we doing?
So, a lot of people are just finding out about you guys. You guys have been open a week?
Yeah, just a couple of days now.
Really, yeah. What possessed you to open a drive-in? I feel like I can ask that question after the first weekend.
Right? Yeah. Here we are. It's officially open. I think our goal in all of this was to just create a family-friendly space where all sorts of different events could happen. And, the anchor with the movie theater is a great kind of core offering for entertainment.
Yeah.
But there's so much more to it.
So it's more an event space than just a drive-in.
Yeah. And, the typical drive-in, that kind of antique, old school drive-in experience was great, but it really hadn't changed in like 70 years.
Yeah.
It was still being done exactly how it was being done in the 1950s, which was cool in the 1950s, but I think in 2020 it's kind of missing something, right? It's missing that well-rounded entertainment experience, and we felt like it was missing that kind of food and beverage, that culinary component, which we've really tried to bring here.
And we say that you just opened. That's a little bit of a misnomer because you guys were open last summer.
Yeah, so,
Sort of.
As with most businesses, there's an evolution, right? We started as very much a temporary pop-up sort of situation. We opened very quickly as a response to COVID when people needed something to do, but were not willing to go to your standard brick and mortar movie theater.
Right.
So we operated in Vermont for a few months last summer. And then in the fall, we opened at the King Richard's Fair property in Carver. And we were there until December. And then our deal with the property kind of came to a close and we needed to find a new permanent home. And that's when we really started to conceive this new model of an entertainment venue and restaurant and bar rather than just that old style drive-in.
It's funny, when I was a kid I felt like there were more drive-ins and then they kind of all dried up and went away. And it seems like it's more and more coming back. Like, why do you think they're suddenly so popular again? Oh, sorry. What? Go.
Don't worry about it. Never mind.
What did I?
I didn't do anything. I was going to answer like I was getting interviewed. You can
you
answer.
should?
I mean,
No.
well, Hannah, you're
I was like,
younger.
me, I know
Why
the
do you
answer.
younger people like it?
No, I think with the pandemic, it just
Yeah.
like blew up. It's not the it was starting to become kind of a thing. I feel like Plymouth tried to do movie nights a long time ago, and they fizzled out a little bit. I don't know if they like always had the right movie choices, but they would do it like right on the hill.
Yeah.
And then there's some drive-ins that have lasted a little bit, but they're so far and few in between. I think like the closest one before was Mendon,
Yeah.
which is not that close.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think our like bigger industry opinion on the subject is that the normal movie theater has so many rules around the experience. You know your ticket is for 7:10 p.m. and you have to show up at this time, but you have to come early because the tickets are first come first serve, and you don't want to sit in the front row. And
Right.
And you know, if bringing kids is a really challenging thing to do in a normal movie theater, you can't use your phone because it's dark and you disturb other people. And you know, God forbid, you have to get up in the middle. You got to walk over everybody's knees
Yep.
to get out. And you know that. Experience is really geared towards the movie theater operators being able to kind of optimize their business, right? All those decisions were not made in the customer's best interest. It's just
Right.
been that way since the 1930s, or you know, whenever movie theaters started to become, you know, that popular attraction. And there's not been a whole lot of evolution except better projectors and better sound systems.
Right.
But overall, like the experience hasn't changed, and it's kind of our opinion that the customer wants something more, and that like a 90-minute long thing where you have to do everything according to their schedule and their rules is just like not that fun anymore.
Yeah.
Particularly when all the new release movies come right to your television in your living room. And you know, that was really the compelling draw to do that.
And everyone's TVs and sound systems are so much better.
Right.
Yeah.
So for us, you know, the drive-in is really just a catalyst to get the community together and do something. And I think like that's what's going to give it long-term legs. And any of these pop-up sort of drive-ins that happened during COVID, now that they have competition of all the other activities in the world that a
Right.
consumer could do, I think those businesses without something else to really draw a family to them, the movie's not going to be enough.
Right.
You know, and so that's where we're coming from and kind of creating this all-encompassing experience.
And like Hannah said, she didn't know if the movie choices for these other ones. And I feel like they were, at least the ones that I saw, were trying to be so family-friendly that it was like, it's a kid's movie. It's not a family movie. It's a kid's movie.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you guys opened with Goonies, which is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Fantastic choice.
Yeah. Which, you know, and I went opening night, and I said to my friend that was with me, I'm like, you know, the thing that I love about Goonies is they write kids as kids, not as how parents hope kids are. And that's why it's such a, you know, perfect movie.
It's so true. And, you know, we put a lot of thought into what our movie selection is going to be. And, you know, we'll mix it up as we go through the season and kind of find niche audiences for each of, you know, there's definitely a place for those family movies. But when we do one of those, we're going to combine it with some other things that make sense.
Yeah.
So the movie's not just sitting on its own. So on June 18th and 19th, we're doing a fundraiser for the Kingston Public School System. And so that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
All the kids are going to come as an end of the year celebration. And, you know, that's going to be great. So we're showing The Sandlot, which is another classic.
That's another great one, yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's a movie that people that have kids now saw when they were kids, and now they want to experience it with their family.
Right.
And then we'll mix it up with some newer stuff. We're showing the movie Sing, which is a great animated movie. I think came out in 2016, but has an all-star cast of musicians and actors that voice over the characters.
Yeah.
And we're pairing that with a karaoke night and just kind of encouraging people to be goofy and and maybe sing some of the music from the movie.
I think you caught Hannah.
Oh yeah.
Karaoke.
It's karaoke.
Karaoke,
Ooh.
right?
yeah.
This is cool. So inside the venue, we have a video green screen. So when you sing karaoke, you're actually singing in this booth. and your performance is going up on the movie screen.
Oh,
Right. And then
strictly radio.
and we can put fun backgrounds behind
Yeah.
people, make it seem like you're singing on the beach or in the nightclub or whatever. And then the sound of you singing is going through an FM radio station, what we call Moonrise Radio. So you're in people's cars, you're on their handheld radios in the venue, and you're quite literally singing on the radio. So it's this crazy, larger than life experience, and we're really excited to roll that out.
We could put it on your resume, Hannah.
Yeah, there you go.
Performed on Moonrise Radio.
Oh, I was like, karaoke?
Yeah, no, it's all about how you phrase it.
That's a great reel,
Yeah.
We could do something with this.
But that's one of the things that I really liked when we first met is that you're looking just beyond, you're looking beyond just movies. And so when we went, we got there a few hours early, and it was raining a little bit.
Yeah, we had a little drizzle.
Yeah, and but we hung out. We got some food. There was lawn games, and there was plenty of stuff to do. Like while you kind of waited.
Yeah,
and it didn't feel like waiting. Like we were there to kind of have that fun.
Yeah, our opinion again is that like people want to have fun on their own terms.
Yeah,
and they don't want a company telling them how to have fun or like how you have to experience it.
Mm-hmm.
And so our gates open at 4 p.m., which is hours and hours before we can actually have enough darkness to show a movie.
Yeah.
And we did that really intentionally because we want the community to come and hang. All the seating and parking is first come, first serve. So there's kind of an incentive to come early and get that good spot.
Yeah.
But it's also just a great time to hang with the family, get dinner, play some games, and kind of just enjoy outside.
Yeah.
With other people, which we really haven't been able to do much of.
And it's that nice thing where, like, if you take the kids, they can go off. Like, you're fenced in; they're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
There was kids playing, pickup football games and throwing a baseball around, and it was kind of this like all-American sort of experience, right, where people were just hanging out, and families were waving at each other that hadn't seen each other in a long time. People that their kids used to be on sports teams together,
Yeah.
but all that stuff got canceled, and now they're just kind of coming back together again and realizing like, oh yeah, like this was our community.
And I think people are really excited to get back out again.
Totally.
Like we were playing Jenga, and like this couple like walked by, they're like, "We've been watching you from the car," and I'm like, "Okay, that's weird."
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, it was a really good time. So what other things separate you guys from the other drive-ins?
Yeah, I mean, drive-in, I think, even as a term, is kind of funny. It's-
Other venues.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We like the drive-in, and there's a lot of people who really gravitate towards that experience, and we wanted to offer that as a piece of it. And if you go to our website and see what tickets are available, you'll notice that there's two different styles of tickets that you can reserve. So one of them is that traditional car pass, which includes everybody in your family. And then you can also get a walk-in ticket, and those walk-in tickets are free. And we did that very intentionally, again, to encourage the community to come. So there's a limited number of them, and if you want to come, you definitely should reserve one because they are selling out.
Yeah.
But it's free to come. And so I think that's a big differentiator, right? You can come and sit at a picnic table, sit at a wine barrel, play some games, and all of that beer garden space has awesome views of the movie screen as well. And then I think the big one is our kitchen and bar. I'm not aware of any drive-ins that offer beer and wine, so that's maybe the ultimate
It was really
differentiator.
cool.
We've partnered with Night Shift Brewing. They've been amazing and really just kind of helped us get our legs underneath us and offered some amazing product. And we're actually doing a beer tasting with them on this Saturday, which I'm super excited about.
That's awesome. Oh, I thought you.
I don't know. I'm just.
No, you're gonna say something.
Nah.
And the food is more than just popcorn.
Yeah. So popcorn's great.
Yeah.
And you got to have popcorn in a movie theater.
Yeah.
But we make our popcorn with coconut oil, with Himalayan pink sea salt, and then we offer all kinds of different flavors. So we offer an Old Bay seasoning, lobster butter, all sorts of different toppings that you can put on top of
that. Must be in the
popcorn.
drop-down menu somewhere.
Well, it wasn't available for the first weekend,
right,
so
right.
you're going to have to come back. But
Oh, damn.
Yeah, shucks. And actually, our whole menu will be kind of evolving as we go. We have a number of dishes that we'll be adding along the way.
Yeah.
But it made sense to kind of focus on our opening and make sure we got those things right.
Right.
But we're doing a buttermilk cornflake fried chicken, which is just out of control. It's really good. Korean barbecue, baby back ribs. Actual dinner.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a dinner and a movie experience. That old nostalgic drive-in, you kind of go to the local pizza joint and you fill your car up with stuff and you drive to the drive-in.
Yeah.
You don't need to bring anything with you when you come. And I know that's a little different than people's normal thing, but if you're going to go to a taco restaurant, you don't bring your own tacos with you. And when you come to Moonrise Cinemas, we're really asking that you try the menu. Our executive chef is incredible, and he really put a lot of thought into complementing the experience with everything that's on the menu. So, come give it a try, and hopefully you like what you taste.
And so obviously it's something that you guys are already like working on and evolving, because we talked earlier that you're gonna have like mobile golf carts with kind of like to roam the area to have sell concessions from there.
Totally. So once you're in the movie, nobody wants to get up.
Yeah.
Right. You're locked in. You're engaged on the screen, and so we'll be actually bringing things right to people. We've got a whole mobile team of people that'll be out in the lot saying, "Hey, can I get you another round? Your popcorn seems low. That's not good. We got to let's top you off."
Yeah.
And that way, once you're there and in your spot, you'll never even have to get up if you don't want to. Which again I think is another kind of value add, another way to kind of differentiate us from anyone else who may be doing movies outside.
Yeah. So what other events are going to happen in the event space?
Yeah, so every night before we play a normal movie, we do a survivalist trivia game, which is really fun. And I saw you guys playing, so thank you for that. So up on the screen comes a live host that is hosting from our green screen booth. And she's there kind of egging people on and engaging with the crowd. And you scan the QR code that comes right up on the movie screen. Scan here to play, takes you right to the site automatically. You don't have to download anything. It's super easy to engage, create a fun team name, and we're giving away prizes from local businesses and sponsors. Craft Beer Cellar is our trivia sponsor, so they've been great in providing a bunch of cool swag.
They're
and
okay.
things. Yeah, they're all right. But a ton of other partners as well. We've had a lot of local business support, which has been great. And so the winner of that game, as long as you answer the first question right, you get to keep going. And whoever survives at the end of the questions wins a prize. And hopefully it's more than one person, and if it is, then everybody wins a prize.
Then everybody wins a prize. Nice.
So we do that before every movie, and then we'll be doing kind of special events sprinkled in. I mentioned the night shift brewing tasting on June 12th. We're also doing a wine tasting event that's featuring Zach Brown Band's wines, which is really cool. Z. Alexander Brown. So that's on June 26th. We'll be pouring flights, and representatives from their team will be out kind of sharing the vision behind everything they've created and how it's made and what the flavor profiles are. And again, all of those types of events are free. All you need to do is grab a ticket and make sure that you have one before they're all gone.
Nice. So when we were going to have you on, we were talking about, ideas to kind of like make it make sense. And
sure, yeah.
So we're going to talk about Jaws.
I love Jaws.
Because why not?
Yeah. Let's do
kind
that.
of little story/review opinion type thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Normally we ask Hannah, what are we talking about today? But
Hannah, what are we talking about?
A little bit of Jaws.
Nice.
So when's the last time you guys saw the movie?
Man,
I feel like it's been a little while.
it was like a month ago for me.
month
I'd say
Pretty-
about last summer.
Oh wow! I think it might
I
have been
just
over a
watched
year
it like
ago.
4 days ago. So it wasn't a contest, but
Yeah, you win.
you guys totally lost.
Whatever. I totally I like super lost.
Yeah. Yeah, so I could give you a little bit of the basics. We could do trivia.
Okay.
Do you guys know anything about this?
Some.
A little bit?
Well, I know it was filmed in Nantucket.
no.
No.
Martha's Vineyard. Sorry. Wrong island.
You already failed.
Wrong island. I'm usually good at trivia.
If this was the Survivor thing, you'd be
I did
out.
so bad at that. I'm usually
I was going to
really
ask
good.
how you did.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
I'm sorry I was not there to carry the weight for you, Andy.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. I did not do great.
All right. So Martha's Vineyard, that's why I feel like so many people love it around here, right?
Yeah,
It's like,
it's a local thing.
Massachusetts.
It was really that.
Good shark,
first-
local shark. All right. Do you know when it was filmed?
73?
I think 74.
Fish got it.
That's pretty close.
I swear
That
I
was
am
close.
not.
I'm always off by a year.
I am not on the IMDb page. Of
course
I get a
Fish
Jello
got
shot.
And what year was it released?
75.
75.
I know that was easy, but I just had to, sometimes things
That's
happen.
that was
things
kind
come
of
out
like a
late.
phenomenal year.
Yeah.
I mean, lots
75?
of amazing things happened that year.
Was that your birthday?
It-
Yeah.
it-
Yeah, oh,
really-
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What a coincidence.
I
Haven't
mean,
been-
I didn't get any Academy Awards or anything, but whatever.
yeah.
It's fine.
Do we know who the director is?
That'd be Steven Spielberg.
Correct.
I'm not looking.
I
I'm
know.
looking at you.
I should-
Sorry, I'll look over here.
Can you name who would be considered the main character?
The shark.
Sure. I'll give it to you.
Shark. That was an easy pickoff.
It's not what I wrote down, but I'll give it to
I feel
you.
like the shark is kind of the main.
Yeah. First
Or
name
is
great,
it,
last name white.
It's
Yeah.
Roy Scheider.
You got it. Yeah. You're not looking things up,
I'm not
right?
looking things up. I know things, Hannah.
But what was his character's
Was
name?
it Brody?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Who was the marine biologist?
Actor or the character's name?
Whatever one you know.
Of course, I'm blanking on his name now.
Anyone shout it out.
The guy who's in that other movie. Oh my god.
The guy.
Oh, God, the character was Mr. Hooper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I think of his real name?
Dreyfus.
Thank
Yep.
you, Richard Dreyfuss.
Yep.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
I'm really concerned that I immediately jumped to Julia Louis-Dreyfus. It's like, no, not her.
I was thinking William.
I would
and I'm
totally
like, that's
watch
not
that.
right.
I would watch that movie.
Who played the shark hunter?
Who played him?
Yeah.
No idea.
Or what was his character's name?
He was
So bad.
his,
You know when you could see someone's face in your
Yeah.
head and you're like,
yeah.
oh, that's the guy.
I know the name of his boat,
What was the name of his boat?
the Orca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed that the other day. I was
And,
like, that's awesome.
Oh my God, what was his character's name?
You know it.
I do know it.
Just letting Andy hang in the wind.
Yeah, you can help.
Sorry,
here.
it's Quint.
Yeah, there you go.
It's getting painful.
That
Okay.
Silence makes for good radio.
I know,
so
right?
don't-
Just me going,
No, it's fine. I found like on hold music to kind of eat up Andy's
there we go.
dead air.
Nice.
Well, you could use the Jaws music for it.
There you go.
Ooh.
Can and will. It would not be the first time I have taken stuff from Jaws to be in the movie, in the podcast.
Oh, what did you take from that?
I got a clip.
Nothing I've been on.
I think I did. It might have been Bar Talk.
You did
Oh,
something with Forrest Gump.
Yes, I definitely did that, but
For
I
me.
think I stole something from Jaws too.
Borrowed. Paid tribute. We don't steal.
Sampled.
I think it's less
Yes.
than
I
30
sampled.
seconds. You're in the clear or something like that.
Look,
Who was so speaking of Jaws music, does anyone happen to know who the composer was?
Oh, John Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was John Williams.
I don't have really any more notes, but that's really
Okay.
funny when you flew through that.
What was the name that they referred to the shark on set as?
Oh, I don't know.
Bruce.
Bruce?
Bruce.
Is that how Bruce from Finding Nemo got
Yes.
named?
Yes.
Wow. Making connections.
yeah.
And I don't remember why they named it Bruce, but I do remember that it was named Bruce.
So interesting.
Yeah.
You think like the boss, Bruce?
No, I think it was like some sort of
it was
Australian
named
reference.
After, I think it was named
But I
after
don't-
somebody.
Okay.
I thought it was like a reference to Australia for some reason, but I don't know.
All right. That's cool.
Speaking of sampling.
So I just watched it recently, and I can say, just as like my personal review, I love the way the movie plays out. It goes by so quickly, I feel like. Like
Yeah.
before you know it, you're like, oh, it's over. Yeah.
Yep.
Which like there's not a moment where you're bored.
Yeah.
So that to me was always really cool. And then hadn't watched it in a while. Totally didn't even realize how it ended. Like I was like, oh, they killed the shark. Like for some reason,
Like
I
you
thought
forgot. Also, spoiler warning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In case you weren't aware.
They've had some
Shark
time. Yeah. And I totally forgot it died the way it did.
Yeah.
And left questions as far as like Jaws 1, 2, or all the
Like the sequels?
sequels that,
don't-
which like obviously there's other sharks
They
in
were
the water.
zombie sharks.
Yeah, there's plenty of fish in the sea, Hannah.
Yeah.
And some of them are sharks.
But, you know, overall, classic film.
It's-
Enjoyed watching it. I think the time I watched it before that, I was out like day drinking at the Pillory, and it happened to be on whatever channel they were watching, and we stayed the whole time to watch it.
Nice.
And it was just like a really nice day out.
It does have this like magnetism. Once you start watching it, I feel it goes quick, but like you can't turn it off.
Yeah,
Right.
it's on that
Yeah.
list of movies that if I'm, back when you would channel surf, if you landed there, it's like, great, I'm watching this now, I'm done.
Yep, I'm committed. Here I am.
But it's also interesting that I saw it much later than you would expect in life.
When did you see it?
I probably saw it in my 30s,
Oh, yeah.
which is weird.
Wow.
But I'd seen other Jaws movies, just not Jaws itself.
Oh, I don't think I've seen any of the sequels.
Don't.
They're not good.
Hannah, you've peaked,
Okay.
having seen
Thank
all
you.
4.
That's it.
The first one is good. The second one is okay.
Yeah.
I honestly, I've enjoyed
I
watching
saw the
Jaws
third one
2
in
a couple
3D.
times.
Oh, cool.
Jaws 3 is bad, and Jaws 4 is... We do not swear on this podcast, so I cannot describe it properly.
Okay.
It's awful.
But thoroughly enjoyed the first one every time. It
And-
doesn't get old.
The special effects don't hold up awesome.
By special effects, do
The
you just
shark.
mean the props?
shark. Yeah, the
Is
shark.
it special? Yeah, it's special effects.
Yeah.
FX, yeah.
But I mean,
It's not
they
a specially trained shark.
Yeah, it was also like I guess it had like real issues filming. It
Yeah.
was, like broke down and blah blah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's other special effects in there. Like there are scenes that are shot with real sharks, and to make the shark look proportionally correct, they used a little person.
Yes.
in
I
the
noticed
shark
that.
cage. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's so funny. I literally was like, "Oh, that's a big shark!" Like, and I thought
Yeah.
it looked funny.
I never caught that, but now I feel like I have to go
Like
back
if
and watch
there's
it.
a scene like when they're someone's in a shark cage,
Hooper. I
Hooper,
think.
Yeah, Hooper's in the
Yeah.
shark cage.
and it's
Wow.
they have a
Yeah,
little person.
there's
Wetsuit.
there's a scene, the opening scene with the girl,
Yeah.
which is terrifying.
It's a very scary. scene.
Yes.
It's a really, really good way to open a horror movie.
Oh, it was awesome.
It's
Perfect.
Are we going to consider Jaws a horror movie?
It's
mean,
it
A
is
wasn't it-
thriller.
Yeah.
it is a horror movie. I mean, there is
Yeah.
a monster that is hunting people.
It's the realest horror movie out there.
I mean,
It's actually
it is-
possible to happen.
It's a horror movie. There is a monster stalking people.
Yeah, he's a man eater.
Yeah. And you go out and you kill it, and it kills the blonde girl who's, trying to fool around, and she dies first. So that's a horror movie trope.
Yeah.
True.
It is a
Yeah.
summer horror movie.
Yeah.
And it's beautifully executed as such, and it's one of those things where it's like, and you just never really think about it until you think about it. But yeah,
I think it's definitely on the horror spectrum.
it is. It's a scary movie when you're a kid, and then you grow up and it's like, God, this movie's so good.
Right.
I think it really scarred a lot of people.
Yeah, that scene though, as I'm watching it, it's obviously like theatrical. I'm like, this shark hasn't taken her underwater yet. Like, he just keeps swimming back and forth, like, and she's literally screaming, like gurgling screams, and she's like, "My God!" Like just going nuts. And I'm like, how is she still above the water? This is insane.
I hate when my brain does stuff like
Yeah.
that, where you kind of pick up on something in a movie and you're like, I can never watch that
Because
again.
it goes on longer. It's a very long scene for
Yeah.
something like crazy
Exactly. Yeah,
happening.
and that's what makes it a horror movie. The shark doesn't do.
Regular shark stuff.
It's not like doing normal shark behavior.
It's
not
bad shark stuff.
It's even the shark. The shark in Jaws is a monster.
Yeah.
It's not like just a big shark. It's hunting people. It's stalking them. It's fooling around with the prey. It's like, yeah, sharks don't do that. Sharks don't eat people. They will bite you and go, "Oh, you're
That's-
not a seal."
Bad
You-
touch. Bad
Let
touch.
you go and move on. You're not what we're not.
Bad touch.
Sharks don't like people.
I know.
I understand. I also don't particularly like people. I've just never tried eating them.
Yeah, well, probably
So
better
he
off
says.
that way.
And we're keeping. Yeah,
What's
that's
the thing you get when you eat people? That poisoning?
The poison when you eat.
It's like a
people.
chemical that builds up in your body when you eat people.
yeah. It's. Oh,
I feel like I've heard of it.
It's like Kuru or something.
Kuru! Yes. I thought that would make a wicked cool band name.
Anna, what kind of music is Kuru going to be playing?
I feel like death metal
Yeah.
It's yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so
Rock and roll.
So is Jaws the best movie with a shark as the main character?
Well, I've never seen The Meg.
What are the other ones? There's one with Jennifer Lopez. No, is that
What was that one?
Anaconda? Is she also in a shark movie?
Well, there's that one that was recently like The Meg or The Megalodon.
The Meg.
No,
Meg,
there's.
right?
Is it Ice T? LL Cool
You're thinking
J?
Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it LL?
Yeah, it's LL Cool J,
Yeah.
Thomas Jane.
I'm mixing together Anaconda in that movie.
They're very different movies.
Yeah, oh, I know.
Then there's Sharknado.
Sharknado. That's
I don't-
the worst executed movie of all time.
I don't know what other
Yeah, but
movies
I
I've
feel like-
seen.
No,
with
the
sharks.
next like 6 they made are the worst executed movies of all time. It's It's an effort to make a.
A
See, the
movie
first
like
one was
that.
a genuinely bad movie, but like they tried. As soon as it became a thing and they started sequeling, it's just we're just gonna lean
just
into how
doing it.
dumb it is and just cast anybody who's walking around.
Yeah.
Who's got 45 minutes in Hollywood that isn't doing anything? Great, you're in the movie. Here's your script. Here's your cocaine. Have fun, guys.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I've seen like a lot of movies with sharks in them.
I'm trying to think if there's any others.
Finding Nemo.
Is this one of these situations where, like, once it's been done properly, like, there's no room for?
I
anyone
kind of
else
feel
to-
like yeah.
Sure, because there's no way that you couldn't make a shark movie of any. Well, Sharknado probably didn't get compared to Jaws.
It did. Just everyone goes, man, I wish I was watching this right now.
It seems like that's the
It's just
case,
a
'cause
core sense of disappointment the whole time you're watching.
if they're like, because nothing's coming to mind, and I know I've seen things that came out when they were popular in the time.
Yeah, it's
And nothing's like
I
resonating
want to
with
say
me
there's
at all.
one that was like a Nicole Kidman like Dead Calm or something like that, but that might have just been like she was on a boat. I don't remember.
yeah. There have been a couple of movies where like Blake Lively was like scuba diving, so it's just her in a.
Oh, she's
It's literally just her sitting on a rock in a bikini being stalked by a shark, which I'm sure is why everyone was watching the movie.
yeah.
It's like I saw the ads, I'm like, I'm fine, guys.
It looks so fake though.
It's like the shark's not a shark. It's just a monster. That's,
Yeah.
It's like it's a horror movie, and that's fine. But yeah, I think Jaws and Jurassic Park both did the same thing, where they are so iconic that you can't do that without it being immediately compared, and probably not very well.
And looking silly.
Austin Powers had sharks
Oh, with
laser
laser
beams.
beams.
with
Yeah.
freaking lasers.
Ah, that was cool.
Well, that also calls into question whether there's ever been a good sequel.
Of the movies
Like
presently talking
well, sure,
about.
Empire Strikes Back.
No, about the
But-
movies
like-
we're talking about.
Well, yeah, I mean, we talked about how bad Jaws 2, Jaws 3,
It's
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
I mean,
Maybe not as bad.
No, they're not as bad. They got
ooh,
They vary.
Jurassic World or like Jaws 3 and 4 are
which one was Jurassic World?
That's the one with,
the first new one.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah, that was good.
really, we saw that together. And I liked it more than you did, and I didn't like it that much.
I don't remember.
We
it
were
being
in
that
Florida.
bad.
It was not great.
I think my biggest issue with it was like the train pet dinosaur aspect of it. But
Yeah,
I mean,
that was silly.
I wouldn't say it was terrible.
No, I like. What's the one with Jeff Goldblum?
Jurassic
Jurassic
Park. Oh,
Park.
The Lost World.
Entirely Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, The Lost World.
Yeah, The
second
Lost
one.
World.
Yeah, where it's a T-Rex running around L.A., which
It was
Yeah.
King Kong.
It was cool. I
Yeah.
like that one.
Right. The ultimate sequel.
Yeah.
So, speaking again of sampling.
That was stolen. That's stolen.
And then, what was the one after that? That one I did not like. William H. Macy somehow
Oh, Jurassic
decided
Park
to
3,
do.
yeah.
I kind
Yeah.
of liked that one better because
No.
they were all ignoring anything that Grant,
Yep.
the expert, said.
yeah.
they immediately ignored.
Yeah. And
They'd be
then
like, don't move, and they'd run away.
Yeah.
Be
And then-
quiet, and they'd start yelling.
it would always immediately just bite them right in the ass.
Yeah, literally.
Who the actress in that? I'm not a big fan of her.
Tay Leone?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Why do I remember the entire cast of Jurassic Park 3?
weird.
I'm just happy about it. I guess you're really pulling out like all the little tidbits.
You got us in trivia mode.
Yeah,
So-
he's fired up. We need to
Ready
find
to go.
somewhere to
Somebody
put this
asked
to
me
use.
vaguely difficult questions. Come on.
So,
I'm back.
do you think they're Andrew? I can't just point.
Right.
It's audio.
Good rating,
Stupid.
We
Andy.
have an absence of cameras.
Yes. Do you think there is no good sequels?
Ooh. I kind of do. I don't know that I've ever seen a sequel and I'm like, man, that was just as good as the first one. I feel like I'm just set up for disappointment. Maybe it's because the execution of them have been so bad on other, movie franchises. I
Yeah.
think like Star Wars being the major exception to that rule.
See, I think Lucas does sequels okay because he did The Lost World. He did. I mean, okay. Does Raiders of the Lost Ark count as the first one? And then you had Temple of Doom, but then you had The Last Crusade, which I think is the best of the three.
Yes,
But
same.
that's also it's weird because like for some reason I wouldn't like I put those Indiana Jones movies in the same
Is there
category
something
with
different
James-
about the trilogies happening?
Maybe.
Like,
Like if,
yeah.
if
Is there a
there was
different
always
magic
supposed
to
to be
it?
more of them.
Yeah.
Right? Versus like 102 Dalmatians.
Well,
Yeah.
and
you're like,
the
come
perfect,
on
The
now.
perfect example in my mind of that is the Matrix trilogy because
Yeah.
the first one's amazing and a complete story, and then they're like, no, it's a trilogy, and the other two are horrible.
yeah, I didn't think they were
They're
great.
so bad.
Yeah.
But I also see something really interesting happening lately where I grew up on Star Wars, and then the
Austin Powers, the second one, was better than the first one.
was it?
Yeah. The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Oh yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'll backhand up on that.
Yeah, okay. I'm with you on that.
And I'll be honest,
with you
I
on
don't
that.
love Austin Powers like that much,
Yeah.
but I do enjoy a good parody. And
I
And The
kind
Spy
of
Who
miss
Shagged Me
those
is a-
movies. Yeah.
look, good parody is hard, and it doesn't get done as very often. And I think the last really good ones were Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Like I don't think like there hasn't been a really good
And-
spoof in a very long time.
Yeah. I totally agree.
Yeah, because I mean, like we don't have like the 70s and 80s of like Mel Brooks isn't doing anything anymore.
Actually,
Mike Myers isn't really doing
Black
anything.
Dynamite
Yeah,
was
Yeah.
really good, and that came out kind of recently. And
Oh,
that
was
I think
that
it's
yeah?
like
Was that after Austin Powers?
that was way after Austin Powers.
Really? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it.
I'm sorry, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's good. It's Eddie Murphy.
It's not Eddie Murphy. Black Dynamite.
No, who is it?
It's Michael Jai White.
Oh, it's Michael Jai White. Yeah.
Yes.
No, Eddie Murphy just came out with something else, and it's not Black Dynamite.
Well, he just did Coming to America,
No,
but I can't remember the last thing he.
it's something in between, and it didn't get a lot of attention. And I just watched it
Dang it, Hannah.
a year ago.
Google.
No, it's
but it
my
was
compulsive
about.
IMDb
It was
issue.
not about. Oh, Black Dynamite was awesome, but not the movie I was thinking
All I'm
of.
thinking of is Vampire in Brooklyn.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Which-
well, does
which
What We
was a
Do in the
lot better
Shadows
than-
count as parody?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because that's
for sure.
genius.
Yeah, What We Do
that's
in the
really good.
Shadows.
The movies and the show and the series are both excellent. So
Mm-hmm.
there's that.
Now, are there kind of getting back a little on topic?
Oh, Dolomite.
Yes. See, you can see why I got myself with Black
yeah.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I understand you confuse
In
your
the family.
your blaxploitation parodies. I'm here with you.
It's like the names, like it had the same, like
it's that same.
I might
yeah, they're both
at the
in,
And
end.
they both begin with D.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're both
Yeah.
in that same oeuvre.
Yep. All right.
Not your fault.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you plan to show like horror movies and like or less family friendly?
Yeah, we'll experiment with some things as we go. I think there's always a market for a movie. That's why they made it in the first place. We just want to make sure that we're pairing kind of the whole day's programming with it, and that it kind of makes sense as a day.
Yeah.
So certainly as we get around Halloween, we'll do some of that for sure. But make sure that people know well in advance what we're going to do, so you're not bringing a small child to a horror film, right?
Yeah, that would be fun.
And but yeah, I think kind of the sky's the limit as far as creative programming ideas and pairing things up. And we definitely intend to show Jaws at some point.
Oh, cool. Do you have any rom-coms on the list?
Rom-coms. We have talked about that. And, the drive-in's a perfect date location. So,
Yeah.
So that makes good sense. We just got to find the right one. There's a lot of
It's hard because
cheesiness
rom-coms,
there, right?
they are mostly all some level of cheesy, and then some of them border too far on the line of just being bad.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
just Hannah being a fan of rom-coms is breaking a big part of my brain right
I
now.
think it's really funny.
I love rom-coms.
I know,
And
but
murder.
yeah,
and
it's
death metal.
Yeah.
oh no, that all like everything else cracks. And then it's like, oh, you know what I love? Notting Hill.
I do. I just watched it the other day.
Right. Okay, so classic rom-coms. I'm thinking like You've Got Mail,
Oh yes,
right?
Yeah.
Versus like new rom-coms.
I'm
which
buying my ticket.
right. Like personally, I would gravitate towards the classics there. I don't know that there's been a lot of recent rom-coms that I'm like, yeah, that was an excellent movie.
Yeah.
And
No.
the one that I like, I don't think you'd sell tickets to because no one has like really knows about it. It's Addicted to Love. I think that's what it's called. Matthew Broderick and Meg Ryan.
Okay.
And
Meg Ryan now and Matthew Broderick now.
It's not a recent one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
No, it's from
They're
like
both
1996.
divorcees. Right.
It's from like 97.
Okay. It's like, excuse me.
Yeah, that's it. So his girlfriend moves to New York, and he's like a astronomer, and she leaves him for someone else, and he moves to New York and is like squatting in this apartment across the street, and, like spying on them, because he's convinced if he studies the patterns like you do with stars, that he can find the optimum time when they're going to split up. And then Meg Ryan is an ex of the other guy who just wants revenge, and so they team up. So, like,
And
break
then they
them up.
fall in love.
Spoiler alert, Hannah.
Okay.
I mean, that is the problem with a rom-com. You can usually see the ending coming a
Yeah.
mile away.
Right.
Question for another weird category of movies.
Okay.
Like young adult fandoms.
Oh, interesting. Are we thinking like the whole vampire trend?
I was gonna say, are we talking like Harry Potter? Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Harry
Yeah.
Potter. Yeah.
So-
Would you like dip into that stuff at all?
Yeah, we've definitely talked about doing doing a series night
Yeah.
where like a couple of weeks in a row we would show the movies in order,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that would be good fun. Maybe get people to dress up and kind of
Yeah.
again like totally lean into the whole theme. Of
like a
it.
costume contest or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If Harry Potter is your thing, like it's your thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you're coming in the cape with the wand and the whole nine.
I'm
yards, right?
Hufflepuff. You're like, are you?
Yeah,
really?
right.
You know.
Great. I'm happy for you.
It's great. Here's your beer.
Right. Yeah.
Butterbeer.
Yeah. Right.
the
We
menu.
can. We want it to feel immersive and
Yeah.
like there's a purpose to everything. And so let's do a costume contest. Let's have a trivia game around those things. Let's
That'd be
make a whole
cool.
night of it.
I was actually talking about Twilight. Harry Potter's fine, but Twilight's very specific for people.
It's such
so-
an angsty series of
Yeah,
movies.
it is.
It's a very niche market.
I know. I just had to ask.
Yeah, I wonder with those movies sometimes where there's always this kind of box office surge, especially with as much marketing as they put
Mm-hmm.
behind those things. But does anyone ever really go back and watch Twilight later?
Yes, 100%.
Are you that person?
Yeah, literally every person like my age.
Yeah.
We read them. The movies are awful. I don't
Right.
think they're good movies. Like they're not good. The books are like not that great either.
Look, they did a really good job of taking incredibly talented actors and just doing nothing useful with them.
You're stretching the word incredible for those actors.
No, I will. Oh God, guy who played.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, he's a really good actor.
And depending on what he's doing,
He's
but
done some really good work.
That Lighthouse movie.
Yes,
yeah,
he did.
like he's been amazing and stuff. And then I've seen 10 minutes of a Twilight movie and realized, no,
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So it doesn't. Nevertheless, like I'm still a fan. And Stephanie Meyer continues to like make money off of that franchise.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
With her newest book, that is the same exact story from a different perspective. Like she didn't have to rewrite the world. Like she's just doing it.
She's rewriting the same story.
Yeah.
But just from someone else.
From
Well, that's
from
the
Edward's
Disney
perspective.
model, right?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
let's remake Cruella de Vil. Let's remake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
remake
yeah, yeah.
every movie they've ever made
Maleficent.
that's live action now and not animated. And
But-
I know, and then you say it's like the Jungle Book isn't a live action movie.
I know that kills me.
It's
They're
just
like, oh, it's a
real-
live action Lion
like,
King, and you're like, no, it's not.
That's not a real lion.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they didn't train a bunch of lions to like hit cues.
Right.
I'd be way more impressed if they did.
But moral of the story, I'm not going to be offended if there's not a Twilight thing, but Harry Potter makes sense.
Yeah,
There's way
like-
more of a fan base.
Like Harry Potter, we
I feel
definitely.
like she's gonna be offended.
I'm not going to be offended. I'll be fine.
You can come on an off night. And we'll put.
Thanks. There's
Twilight
just
on
one
for
girl watching Twilight.
Why is there one car in the lot?
Only ticket we could sell.
right.
No, there's a huge Twilight fan base.
Oh, I bet there is.
But-
I wouldn't doubt it.
But I don't know how much of it, like compared to Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Nothing. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, yeah.
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 Like they don't have Twilight World in Universal.
Just gonna say that.
Right.
I wish.
Just gonna.
Yeah.
I would go.
No, it's
Again, why would there be one car in the lot?
It's just gray and rainy and weird.
look, Hannah. If you want to do Twilight cosplay, just take your husband and just dump glitter on him. And say
I feel
good
like
enough.
sometimes I try to, like, a normal day. I'm like, how do I get my hair more brunette?
Glitter, Hannah.
Yeah.
Just cover yourself in glitter so you can sparkle.
No, I don't want to be a vampire.
You want to be
Just
the normal girl?
Dates
Just-
the vampire.
Vampire
the
adjacent.
literal.
I literally know nothing about that, other than there's
Anyway.
a vampire and a werewolf, and
yeah,
his name is Jacob.
yeah, you got it.
Wow. Okay.
Not bad.
I just know there's Team Jacob and something else, and I don't know why they have teams.
It's Edward, and it's not really teams. It's just like who you wanted Bella to end up with. We don't have to talk about
Do they play,
Twilight.
like,
It's
soccer or
okay.
anything?
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it. It's okay.
It's okay. And Hannah will go off about this like at dinner.
Yeah. I like the weird circles we made away from Jaws.
I was gonna say, I
though.
like how we started off in Jaws and then it just kind of went.
I do think though that happens a lot when you talk about iconic movies.
Yeah.
It just kind of like ripples into like I also like this movie and this is
Yeah.
kind of like that one and like
Yeah, and like, what about this movie is so good, and who else did that well?
Yeah,
We have talked about Jaws before.
we have. With,
Yeah. Lady of the Dunes.
Yeah, the Lady of the
Yeah.
Dunes.
You know about that?
I don't.
Oh, well.
Go ahead,
Hannah, there's a murder. Go.
I'll brief it because it's been mentioned before. The Lady of the Dunes was a unidentified body of a woman found in Race at Point Beach in
Okay.
P-Town
Yeah.
around the time that Jaws was being filmed, a little bit after. And Joe Hill, Stephen King's son, thinks that the reconstruction of the person looks like an extra that was in Jaws.
I don't remember that being Joe Hill's. Like,
Yeah, it's
I
Joe
don't-
Hill. That's
Really?
his theory, yeah.
Wow.
Or I don't know, maybe his friend said it and he got credit for it.
But
I
it's,
don't know. Either way, it's out there under his
Unsolved
name.
Mysteries. Like,
Yeah, unsolved. Never
Wow.
figured out who it was
Wow.
or who she is. I went to her grave in Eastham, I think.
Did anything ever come back from that DNA test they were doing?
No,
No. Wow. Okay.
nothing.
That makes it even weirder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or if it is, it's very private still because it's still an open case.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even to the point where, like, if they, I mean, just to identify who she is, so somebody who's been missing their kid for almost 50 years,
Right.
like, gives somebody that kind of closure.
Yeah.
That list can't be that long. You would think, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
People in that time frame. In this part of the world, and that like.
This is the kind of thing where that list is probably a lot more depressingly long than any of us really like, and especially
Yeah.
because it's the mid 70s, and sometimes it's like, oh,
Yes.
she's 22. She, went to go find herself, and of course we haven't heard from her.
yeah. And you can't do the like, well, her cell phone pinged the cell tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really.
We didn't have Instagram back
Yeah,
then.
you can't stalk somebody's Facebook page in 1974.
Crazy.
I'm glad I got to roll back into
Yeah, go back and listen
Yeah.
to that. I think it was 3 Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah,
Is that
3
what we did?
Unsolved
Yeah.
Mysteries.
So we're completely off topic now.
I know, but I
better
think
now, yeah.
this movie, the drive-in / experience thing that you call Moonrise
You're really selling it,
sounds
Hannah.
great.
That was the best plug we've had. Can we just clip that as our promo material?
Hannah writes copy if you're interested.
Yeah. This entertainment drive-in thing place that you call Moonrise. That's it.
It sounds
Um,
That's
cool.
it. Clip it up.
Yep. Put it up in little quotes on a sign.
Absolutely.
And it's in North Plymouth, right?
It is,
Yep.
yeah. It's right on Court Street. So if
Is it near Cordage Park? Is that what
It
I
is
got?
up past Cordage Park.
Okay.
It is difficult to explain to anyone where it is because
You can explain it to me, and I bet I will
Well, I'm
know.
going to tell you
Well-
exactly where it is, and you're going to know exactly where I'm
Okay.
talking about. But it's an area that has been disused for so long. There's nothing there to kind of like give people context to, other than it's where the parade starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most people are like trying to explain, and they're like, and you're like, it's where the parade starts,
like
and they
the
go,
front
oh yeah,
end,
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, which
we've
mind
heard
you-
the building there used to be a Tedeschi's and then a Stop and Shop grocery store.
Yep.
And we've heard a lot of stories of locals there in the community who remember the Kingston Plymouth town line running down the middle of the store. And as a kid, they would like hop over the line and
Oh,
I'm in
really?
Kingston now. I'm in Plymouth now.
Wait,
and,
like where the Rockland Trust used to be?
I don't know.
I think
Maybe.
it's an
I think-
insurance agency now.
Yeah. I think
there was
but yeah,
That
there's
parking lot. So by Mayflower Coin.
exactly.
Okay.
They're our next door neighbor.
All right. That's my old babysitter's laundromat.
As in, she owned it, or just did her laundry there?
She owns it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But she might not own it anymore.
I was gonna say that's the
Her
trivia.
stuff is still up in there, like the paintings and stuff.
like
are
her
hers.
laundry.
No, like her how
There's
they
a
decorated.
sad old pair of socks still lingering around.
No, that was she owned it. Yeah. Okay. No, I know exactly where that is. That was not what I thought. That's not Cordage Park.
I didn't say it was Cordage Park.
I know, but I was like near Cordage Park, and you're like,
Yeah, it's not near it.
you're
I mean,
right.
relative to like
It's
where we
closer
are now.
to
Yeah.
yeah.
True.
No, we love the space. I think, what you kind of said earlier, it definitely was an underutilized area.
Yeah, it was like the
And-
Habitat. So it was like that car company for a little bit. They used
Yeah,
to, like,
there was
pick up
some
people.
stuff there. And
There was
like,
a factory, a makeup factory used to be
you know,
there.
as with most like old retail buildings, they built these things with huge parking lots. And now like they just don't have a need for those kinds of places anymore. And the businesses that are in there are really excited about kind of some new life coming to the area.
I bet.
And that parking lot was used as kind of a staging area for utility trucks, and there was some guy living there in an RV, and it was not like the nicest
Yeah.
area. And I think we've breathed some new life into that space, and the neighbors, particularly our immediate neighbors right around there, are all really excited to see someone use it for something more than just kind of a place to camp out for the night.
And
Cool.
it's. Oh no, that's a really stupid question. Never mind. I was gonna be like, have you gotten any complaints about noise? But I'm like, oh, it's all through radio, so it wouldn't. Like, there's no speakers.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a good
true.
point. So we run Moonrise Radio, which is an FM radio station, the impact of the crowd actually being there is surprisingly quiet. We were sold out last Friday, and if you walked around the corner from Court Street, you wouldn't have known that anything was going on.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool, actually.
that'd
There's
be
all
neat.
these people there enjoying a good time, but you really can't tell unless you're in it.
Yeah.
And it's not one of these like crazy loud music festivals or something where like you can hear it from miles away.
Right.
And that was important to us because we wanted to be in town. We didn't want to be this like in the woods, sort of place you have to drive a long way to get to. We wanted
Like
to be
the King Richard's Fair venue.
Yeah, exactly. Which is a great piece of land, but it's kind of out in the sticks,
It's out in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah, which
and-
is for like a Ren Fair is kind of the point, but for a drive-in
Right.
is
and we love
Less
just
useful.
being being walkable. And we had a bunch of neighbors from North Plymouth come over last weekend and they brought their kids with them, had dinner, and walked back home.
Yeah.
And like that's what's so cool for me is it's not this like destination thing where you have to save up a bunch of money and plan a whole evening around it, and you're traveling a long distance, and like just, hey, it's Saturday, like, oh, Moonrise is open, let's go down and get a beer, or well, you know, let's go get dinner. And it doesn't have to be this crazy like outing experience that you plan super far in advance.
So if I wanted to, you know, have a Jenga rematch, but had plans later, so it's 4:00.
Yeah.
Can I come in and play Jenga and have beer and have something to eat?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So how do you get rid of those? Oh no, because if you walk in, it's free.
Yeah. So again, like, we want to make sure that we know how many people are there, and because it's such a large space, that number can be deceiving.
Right.
You know, and you can fill up that area, and it's hundreds of people, and it doesn't even feel like it because everyone's so spaced out. So we needed that's why the whole perimeter is fenced in, and you know, we have a security team, and we're scanning tickets at the gate. Just like an amusement park or any sort of place where there's a lot of people gathering, we want to make sure we know who's there and how many people are there.
Right.
But yeah, if you want to come and have dinner, play some games, throw some cornhole bags, and then go do something else that night, or you have other plans or whatever, like, great, that's awesome. If you want to make a whole day of it, come right at 4:00, watch the movie, you know, do that too. Or if you want to come late night and you had dinner plans, or you're doing something with the family or whatever, and then you want to meet up with your buddies and come during the movie or after the movie, once the credits roll in the movie, we're going to be open until 11:30. So it'll be a great late night scene, you know, good place to get like a late night snack and, you know, just kind of come and hang. It's usually beautiful that late at night outside. Maybe that's where you want to be instead of like, you know, a dark bar someplace, right? Come and enjoy. We've got bistro lights, and you know, it's
really
just
nice,
kind of a nice vibe.
And there's like barrel tables and picnic tables,
and you know, again, like, that's one of the things we've been trying to get the word out about, is because it's just different. You know, you usually you buy a movie ticket, you go see the movie, and you leave. And you plan your other entertainment around the fact that you have a movie ticket.
Right.
Like, all right, we're going to go to dinner at this place on the other side of town, and then we'll go to the movie, and then after the movie, we're going to meet up with friends at this place. And you can kind of combine all three of those things and do them all with us.
One other thing that I noticed when I was there is the rubbish.
Yeah.
You guys are doing compostable
I like the word rubbish. It's much better than trash. Or waste.
But there's 3 trash barrels, 2 rubbish barrels.
Yeah.
Sort into.
So a big thing for us was not generating a crazy amount of trash. And usually at these big public events, you end up with like a huge roll-off dumpster full of garbage. And because we're going to be open, you know, a few days a week, that's a big impact if you start adding it up over time. So everything we give out of the kitchen is all biodegradable or recyclable. The wine glasses, which actually look and feel like wine glasses, but they're recyclable plastic. You know, the trays you get everything on are cardboard and go in a bin. Actually, we were really surprised at how well people took to that. We were a little bit concerned that everyone was just going to throw their crap in a pile, but actually, people really like respected the process and helped us keep things sorted.
Like you guys had like a mason jar type of thing.
Yeah, so our ice cream, we do soda floats with the ice cream and main root soda. All that stuff comes in a mason jar that actually like takes a lid and everything, but it's recyclable plastic.
So that just goes into the compost?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right. And so yeah, we make a big effort to try and limit. You know, you can't do everything, and obviously people are going to bring trash with them. But the best we can to limit the impact and make sure we're not, you know, loading up the local landfill with a bunch of styrofoam or, you know, anything like that.
What's the bathroom situation there?
So we've got portable toilets that Nauset Disposal is providing, and they're actually like pretty legit. They have, you know, running water and sinks and stuff in them, and you know, they're as best you can do with a portable toilet. You know, long term, we have some kind of phase 2, phase 3 plans out there to build out some other structures and things. But for the time being, you know, we're keeping them as clean as we can and make sure it's a good experience for everybody.
Cool.
Nice.
Sorry, just had to ask.
Oh,
No, it's an important
Inquiring
question.
minds need to know.
It's an important question.
The important thing to point out is that they're on the side opposite where you enter.
Yes.
Okay. And
That's true.
what are your
Because I was wondering, looking forward.
what are your hours right now, or what are you planning on doing?
Yeah, so we're open Friday and Saturday for the month of June, and those dates are up on the website now. So all the movie tickets and everything are available there, moonrisecinemas.com. So that's every Friday and Saturday for the next 3 weeks.
Cool.
And then starting in July, we're going to go to a 4-day-a-week schedule. So we'll go Thursday through Sunday, and then customer demand will kind of dictate what we're going to do after that.
Cool.
Hopefully 4 days a week is not enough, and there's a whole bunch of people midweek who want to come hang out with
Go
us.
to the movies, yeah.
And if that's the case, then we'll keep expanding and adding more things as we go along.
And we've talked, but you all have plans for like the cold weather months, and you guys have some stuff that you have in the works that sound
we
really
got some
exciting.
ideas.
Yeah.
The number one question once we kind of get through like what is it and how does it work, and the first question we get after we're done with that is, so it's summer, right? It's a summer thing, and we have a long-term agreement with the land, and so we're not going anywhere. We'll be here year round. And we just want to kind of focus on the right now for the minute and make sure we get the next couple weeks right. And the response was super positive from last weekend, and I think we'll just keep building on that. But people like to go do things in the winter. It's not like we close ourselves up for 6 months out of the year. When you go somewhere outside and it's wintertime, you just dress for the occasion.
Sure. Yeah.
You go skiing, you go ice skating, whatever you're doing, you just know that you got to wear warm clothes.
Right.
And so I think we'll definitely look to do some, again, kind of family-centric activities around the wintertime, especially around the holiday season, and just kind of lean into the fact that it's hot cocoa season, it's apple cider season, right? And we'll definitely be around, so keep your eyes peeled for kind of announcements later this fall.
Where can people go to keep their eyes peeled?
Yeah, so we're all over the place. Facebook, Instagram, our website. We're also on a number of kind of local community calendars and pages. So if there's somewhere you can't find us, let me know where that place is, and I'll add us to it. But yeah, we've made a big effort to, we just opened, and we wanted to make sure as many people as possible could figure out where we were and what we're doing, and limit that like learning curve period where like, oh, I didn't know there was a drive-in. Like, I hate that question. How do I get to you? Well, I figured I was marketing to you, but maybe not. How do I? We're really just excited to be open now after a year of thinking about it and conceptualizing everything. It really came to fruition last weekend, and it's just fun to see it come to life.
It's awesome. We had a blast.
So thank you guys for coming.
We definitely plan on coming back, and you should definitely go on Twilight night.
On Twilight. Will do.
We'll put some glitter out for you so you feel at home.
But no, I want to say thanks for coming down and talking to us.
No, I had a blast. Thank you. Thank you for having me. And
I think Inebri-art's really excited to have you guys in the community, because I think it's great for the community.
Yeah, and you and I have talked. We got some ideas in the works. So we'll be talking again, I'm sure. Maybe we can convince you to come do one of these live on set.
Sure.
And you come
Get
out
you up on the big screen.
Yeah.
I'll make you a star, kid.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, yeah, thank you guys. Love it.
No problem. I think this part where we stop talking.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. You can find us on all social medias at Inebri-art or on Instagram at Inebri-art6. You can email us at Inebri-art@yahoo.com. And make sure you listen to the other podcasts on the Inebri-art Podcast Network, including Bar Talk, Old Colony Cast, Retro Redoctopus, America's Hometown Horror Podcast, and our newest one, Theme Park Legends, a podcast about working at theme parks. What else? And we'll catch you again next time.